Learn Electronics at Home Part 2, the soldering station. The soldering station is an important part of our setup. It allows us to fix and build with electronics. Here's the equipment that I recommend for getting started. First, you're going to need a soldering iron. For electrical work, I highly recommend getting a temperature-controlled soldering iron. They come in compact variations or larger workstations. The larger station is more expensive but provides a higher quality soldering experience. In addition to the soldering iron, get an assorted pack of iron tips. The standard tips are conical, bent conical, bevel, knife, and chisel. Each tip serves a specific purpose to make certain soldering jobs easier. For beginners, just stick with the conical or bent conical tip. We will cover iron tips and uses in our soldering crash course video series. The next thing you need is solder. Solder comes in leaded or lead-free varieties. I highly recommend the lead-free as it is safer for you and the environment. A great general purpose solder is lead-free 0.6mm diameter solder. Next up is soldering iron cleaner. During use, you will need to wipe your soldering iron and reapply solder. The most common ways to do this is either using a damp sponge or brass wool. The next tool in your soldering station arsenal is a solder sucker. This is a tool that assists in removing solder. Lastly, we're going to need flux. Flux is a waxy substance that improves the flow of solder in the soldering process. If you're interested in soldering right away, I highly recommend our Learn to Solder Workshop Kit. This kit comes with 3 unique boards, all the components you need, and a step-by-step video series on how to solder. I almost forgot to mention, always make sure to solder on a heat-resistant surface. I highly recommend a silicone soldering mat.